of which 16 million, as I mentioned, are children. 600,000 are pregnant women waiting to give birth under the open sky. 1,700 people have passed away so far, a third of which are children. The climate devastation has left more than 1 million houses destroyed, 4.3 million acres of standing crop underwater. The UN Health Organization, World Health Organization, has warned of a second catastrophe in the form of a health catastrophe with waterborne diseases spreading at epidemic proportions. We have concerns about food security following the flood damage, and then in addition to that, the economic consequences of this tragedy is already being felt and will continue to get worse if we're unable to address it. We're incredibly grateful to the German people, to the German government, to yourself for the support, the assistance that you've given so far, but Madam Foreign Minister, particularly given your leadership on the topic of climate change, I requested today your assistance and leadership on this issue, because I want to be able to get justice for my people. As the United Nations Secretary General said, it is not a question about charity, it's a question of justice. Pakistan produces less than 1% of the global carbon footprint, 0.8%. But we are amongst the 10 most climate-stressed countries on the planet. And that surely is unfair, that these 33 million people are currently paying in the form of their lives, in the form of their livelihoods, for the climate, for the consequences of climate change that are a result of global action. And I hope that the solution of this global problem is also collective, is also global, because we too aspire to build back in a greener manner, in a more climate resilient manner, in a manner that has positive implications for our environment, that allows us to adapt, to mitigate, to transition for the challenging times to come. And your leadership and support would be very much appreciated during this phase. Frankly, Pakistan needs its own green revolution and green politics. My visit to Germany builds on successful exchanges that we've been having over the recent months, not only at our level, whether it is your visit to Pakistan or our phone conversations, but we've also had the various ministers, climate change, commerce, Minister of State, having visited Germany earlier, and I am building on much of that work. I am confident that the mutual desire to deepen our bilateral relations would prove to be a win-win for both our countries. We had good discussions on ways to enhance our collaboration in trade and investment, in higher education, technology, and people-to-people exchanges. We have a significant number of Pakistani community in Germany, and in addition to the positively contributing to German society, is also a strong bridge between our two countries. Similarly, Germany is a popular destination for our students to pursue higher educational studies, and we must work together to facilitate and create more opportunities for such engagement. Germany is one of our largest trading partners in Europe, and our trade has registered an increase in recent years. The GSP Plus status has also positively contributed, as it has proved to be mutually beneficial undertaking, and we count on your continued support for the renewal of the GPS Plus status for Pakistan. We also discussed the establishment of a formal Pakistan-Germany Chamber of Commerce in Pakistan, which would be vital stepping stone to materialize the envisioned economic engagement. Our discussion on regional issues were also useful. We remain concerned over the ongoing war in Ukraine and continue to emphasize the necessity of dialogue and diplomacy to settle this conflict. As a gesture of solidarity, despite our own economic difficulties, despite the fact that Pakistan is largely an aid-receiving country, and there are two countries that we make an exception for. We provide humanitarian assistance to the people of Afghanistan in their time of difficulty, and we provided humanitarian assistance to the people of Ukraine in the time of difficulty. On the issue of Afghanistan, I would like to highlight the grave humanitarian situation being faced by 40 million Afghani people. The international community needs to work together to help the people of Afghanistan avoid a complete and utter economic collapse and the subsequent repercussions of such devastation, which would include an exodus of refugees and an impact on law and order and stability in my region, but also, heaven forbid, internationally. While at the same time, it is also our hope that the Afghan authorities would be responsive to the expectations of the Afghan community regarding respect for human rights, inclusivity, and to take effective actions against terrorism. Afghanistan, like Ukraine, needs the international community's support. And as a responsible country on the international stage, Pakistan facilitated the evacuation of 90,000 people from 42 different countries from Afghanistan in 3 phases of humanitarian safe passage after the 15th of August 2021. We had facilitated requests from Germany also and hope to be of further assistance. At the end, I'd like to highlight, Madam Foreign Minister, the grave human rights violations being committed in occupied Jammu and Kashmir and the risks it poses for regional peace and stability. I reiterate that peace in South Asia would not be possible without the peaceful resolution of the Jammu and Kashmir dispute, in accordance with the UN resolutions, in accordance with international law, and with respect to international institutions, their resolutions and their frameworks, and in accordance with the wishes of the Kashmiri people. I conclude by thanking the Foreign Minister for her invitation, and I'd like to invite her once again to visit Pakistan at her earliest convenience. I am confident that our interactions in Berlin would help to further deepen and strengthen existing ties between our two countries. Thank you.